Hey, lovely viewers, welcome to my channel Shows Update. News highlight: discover the secrets behind the TV shows that have stood the test of time. Dive into our curated list of 32 iconic series that captivated audiences for over a decade. From thrilling dramas to side-splitting comedies, find out what kept viewers coming back season after season. Could your favorite show be among them? Don't miss out on the ultimate guide to TV's long-running hits. 32 television programs rendered more than 10 seasons. It's challenging enough for a television program to get the go-ahead for a pilot, let alone get renewed for multiple seasons. A significant number of these programs fail to survive after their first season, and those that do last for 5 to 10 seasons are unquestionably noteworthy. However, a select few programs have managed to pull off the amazing accomplishment of airing for more than 10 seasons over the years. Whether we're talking about classic dramas or the greatest sitcoms ever, the majority have been live-action television, and several are even in the top tier of animated series ever. Whatever the situation, these 32 TV series that aired on small screens for remarkably lengthy periods of time merit recognition. NCIS. JAG had a successful run from 1995 to 2005, and the show about agents solving cases for the Naval Criminal Investigative Service was a spin-off. But it's reasonable to say that NCIS vastly outperformed its predecessor in terms of viewership, given that not only did the primary program run for several decades, but it also established a franchise with a number of spin-offs, one of which will be discussed later. NCIS. Simpsons. Beginning in 1989, the satirical portrayal of Springfield's suburban life, with Homer, Marge, Lisa, Bart, Maggie, and their friends and family, swiftly gained popularity. Given its status as the longest-running American animated series, sitcom, and primetime program, The Simpsons has garnered a devoted following across many age groups. Salutations. Viewers could visit a Boston bar where everyone knew each other's names from 1982 to 1993, or they could choose to imagine that they were hanging out with people like Sam, Carla, and Norm. Cheers was a sitcom phenomenon that garnered multiple awards and nominations, including 28 Emmys from 111 nominations and 6 Golden Globes from 31 nominations, The Theory of Big Bang. By the time its 12-season run ended, what had begun as a show about a group of brilliant young men who were gifted in science and the stunning blonde who lived across the hall from two of them had evolved into so much more. In addition to elevating geek culture above the level of laughs, The Big Bang Theory left a lasting impact with its prequel offshoot. Sheldon, Young. Gunsmoke was first popularized as a radio show from 1952 to 1961. However, in the midst of that run, it was also adapted for television, and it proved to be even more successful. For a long while, the show about Marshal Matt Dillon defending the residents of Dodge City, Kansas during the post-Civil War era held the record for being the longest-running primetime live-action TV series. It ran for 20 seasons and spawned 5 TV movies after it concluded in 1975. Order and Law. Although police procedurals were nothing new when Law and Order first aired in 1990, Dick Wolf's series about New York City police detectives and prosecutors is perhaps the most well-known example of this genre thanks to both its own popularity and the successful small-screen franchise it started. After airing for 20 seasons on NBC, the program was brought back in 2022. Family Guy. Family Guy didn't have the best of starts. After just 3 seasons, Fox canceled the show in 2002. But due to DVD sales and syndicated reruns. Since returning to the network in 2005, Peter Griffin and his Quahog, Rhode Island-based family and friends have produced a ton of amusing episodes, though not without controversy. Fortunately, there is still a man who is capable of evoking all the emotions that make us laugh and cry. Dallas. The 14-season span of the primetime soap opera, which was also the duration of the spin-off Knots Landing, captivated viewers with tales of the Ewing family, who controlled South Fork Ranch and the Ewing oil firm. Later, from 2012 to 2014, Dallas saw a resurrection that did not address the events of the two TV movies that had come after the original series. American Father. Seth MacFarlane debuted American Dad. In 2005, the year Family Guy made a comeback to television. Originally premiering on Fox's animation domination block, the show was later transferred to TBS. Even while it may not be as well known as Family Guy, Stan Smith, his family, and friends have amassed a substantial fan following because to their antics, Fortune Teller. Another Western that aired on NBC for a long time in the early years of television was Bonanza, which ran there from 1959 to 1973. Fans flocked to see the stories, which revolved around the rich Cartwright family who lived close to Virginia City, Nevada in the 1860s, week after week. The series was followed by 3 made-for-TV films and a brief prequel called The Ponderosa that aired in 2001. South Park. Have you ever visited South Park to catch up with some of my friends? Before being ordered to series in 1997, Trey Parker and Matt Stone's Comedy Central program began as 2 animated short films. Thanks to its numerous outlandish episodes, South Park is without a doubt one of the most contentious shows on this list, but its influence on mainstream culture is undeniable, that is, when it isn't making fun of it. Bluish Bloods. Tom Selleck was a longtime cast member of the CBS procedural Blue Bloods, but he will always probably be best remembered for starring in the original Magnum P.I. In this 14-season series, which followed the Reagan family and their various law enforcement positions, he portrayed NYPD Commissioner Frank Reagan. Extraordinary. Supernatural, which followed brothers Dean and Sam Winchester as they battled demonic creatures across the country, was one of the shows that survived the WB's move to the CW. It had an amazing 15-season run and attracted a devoted fan following during that time. The Winchesters, a brief prequel, followed the longest-running live-action fantasy series, Criminal Minds. The Behavioral Analysis Unit of the FBI employs criminal profilers, who are the subject of this procedure. It goes without saying that the 16-season run of the original Criminal Minds on CBS was a huge accomplishment in and of itself. Then, after just 2 years, it was brought back as a Paramount Plus only program under the new name Criminal Minds, Evolution. Law Enforcement, Special Victims Division. With the debut of Law and Order, Special Victims Unit in 1999, 9 years after the show's launch, this television property was formally established as a franchise. This series, which concentrated on crimes with a sexual theme, was as popular as its predecessor, if not more so. As Olivia Benson, Mariska Hargitay is the sole primary cast member who has been with the show since its inception, making her an anchor. Anatomy of Grey. The staff members of the fictitious Seattle Grace Hospital, later renamed the Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital, have been interacting with viewers for a considerable amount of time. Ellen Pompeo's Meredith Grey led the vast ensemble when Grey's Anatomy debuted on ABC in 2005. Among the many other well-known cast members who have starred on the show throughout the years are Katherine Heigl, Patrick Dempsey, Kate Walsh, Eric Dane, and Jesse Williams, more Fractal. Although Kelsey Grammer's character Frasier Crane didn't debut on Cheers until season 3, he grabbed center stage in the spin-off where he moved to Seattle, Washington to host his own radio program. Similar to Cheers, Frasier ran for 11 seasons and won numerous Emmys. Grammer came back to star in a revival/sequel on Paramount some 2 decades after the series' conclusion. Contemporary Family. The 3 types of connected families that Modern Family followed over the course of 11 seasons were same-sex, blended, and nuclear. As a result, the series, which starred Ty Burrell, Julie Bowen, Sofia Vergara, Ed O'Neill, and many more, became one of ABC's most-watched shows and earned 22 Emmys before it concluded in 2020. Even if the original was published as E/R, it is clear that this drama, which originated with Michael Crichton, the author of Jurassic Park, had a considerably greater influence on popular culture. Throughout its 15 seasons on television, this NBC sitcom about the staff of the fictional Cook County General Hospital featured a number of notable stars, including George Clooney, Angela Bassett, John Stamos, Ming-Na Wen, and numerous appearances. Bob's Burgers. 2011 saw Fox add Bob's Burgers to their stable of adult animated series. The show centers on the Belcher family and their unusual customer base as they operate a hamburger shop. The show more than holds up on its own, as seen by its Emmy wins and nominations, among other accolades, even if it has inspired a comic book series and a theatrical film. 2.5 Men. Two Brat Pack actors, Jon Cryer and Charlie Sheen, collaborated on the 2003 film 2.5 Men, which followed Cryer's Alan Harper and his son Jake, Angus T. Jones, as they moved into Sheen's brother Alan Harper's Malibu home. In the end, 2.5 Men had a fantastic run with 12 seasons, but Sheen and Jones both left the show ultimately, and Ashton Kutcher joined as Walden Schmidt, Los Angeles-based NCIS. 2009 saw NCIS run special episodes to build up its first spin-off, NCIS Los Angeles, which followed the Office of Special Projects in the namesake city, in a similar manner to how JAG aired the backdoor pilot for NCIS in 2003. The CBS procedural, which starred Chris O'Donnell, LL Cool J, Daniela Rua, and other actors, ran for 14 seasons. Crime Scene Investigation, or CSI. When CSI, Crime Scene Investigation debuted on CBS in 2000, it immediately gained international attention for both good and bad reasons. The show's graphic and violent content is often criticized. After 15 seasons, the program concluded. 3 seasons of a revival, dubbed CSI Vegas, debuted on Paramount Plus in 2021, succeeding the spin-offs Miami, New York, and Cyber Hawaii 5.0. The original Hawaii 5-0, also known as Hawaii 5.0, ran for a little bit longer, 12 seasons, than the successful 10-season Hawaii 5-0 relaunch. Because of the popularity of the series, Book M became a term in popular culture. From 1968 to 1980, fans spent time with characters like Steve McGarrett, Dana Williams, and Shin Ho Kelly as they searched for and captured criminals throughout the Hawaiian Islands. She wrote of murder. After gaining recognition on stage and in films such as The Manchurian Candidate, Angela Lansbury cemented her reputation on television with her portrayal of Jessica Fletcher on Murder, She Wrote. Her character, mystery writer Jessica Fletcher, solved crimes in her hometown of Cabot Cove, Maine, and other places throughout the globe for 12 seasons and 4 made-for-TV films. The focus of Emily Deschanel's Temperance, Bones of Brennan on forensic anthropology and forensic archaeology set Bones apart from other procedurals. Brennan would examine the human remains brought in for examination by FBI agent Seeley Booth, played by David Boreanaz. It's evident that viewers enjoyed this strategy because Fox broadcast the series for 12 seasons. Sunshine persists in Philadelphia. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which began on FX before transferring to FXX in 2013, has spent years documenting the adventures of Charlie, Dennis, Mac D, and Frank, also known as the Gang. Some of the worst individuals to have ever lived, they own the Irish Dive Pub Paddy's Pub in Philadelphia. Despite this, their escapades have led to some of the funniest moments on television, and the show has grown to be the longest-running live-action sitcom, The X-Files. From 1993 until 2002, Fox broadcast the original X-Files, where Gillian Anderson's Dana Scully and David Duchovny's Fox Mulder investigated cases featuring paranormal aspects. Although The X-Files would not have made this list during its original run, the show returned for 2 additional seasons from 2016 to 2018. In addition, a theatrical version of the film, simply titled The X-Files, was produced in 1998. The X-Files, I Want to Believe was released in 2008. The Hill's King. During its 13 seasons on the air, King of the Hill received critical acclaim, demonstrating once again how well Fox has nailed adult animation. Among other honors, the examinations of the lives of the Hill family and people around them brought home 2 Emmys. A Hulu subscription was required to watch the announcement of King of the Hill's revival in 2023, over 15 years after the show's conclusion. Will and Grace. Originally airing on NBC from 1998 to 2006, Will and Grace is included on this list since it will be back for 3 more seasons between 2017 and 2020. The lives of best friends Will Truman, Eric McCormick, and Grace Adler, Deborah Messing, together with their cohorts Jack McFarland and Karen Walker, Sean Hayes and Megan Mullally, respectively, garnered 18 Emmys and 96 nominations in total. Reduce Your Activation. Based on his 1999 one-hour special Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David took center stage for Curb Your Enthusiasm, where he played a fictionalized version of himself who frequently found himself in awkward social situations. This came after his time show running all but 2 seasons of Seinfeld. Despite not airing continuously from 2000 to 2024, Curb Your Enthusiasm managed to accrue 12 seasons in total. For more of the latest updates and behind-the-scenes secrets from Show's Update, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Stay in the know with every new release.